Charlton Heston's daughter steps into the spotlight to reveal the complexities of her father's life that many have overlooked. While he was celebrated for his powerful performances and his passionate advocacy for gun rights, there was much more beneath the surface. In this revealing video, she shares personal stories and insights that paint a fuller picture of the man behind the iconic roles. She discusses the struggles he faced, both personally and professionally, and how these shaped his views and actions. The emotional weight of his public persona often masks the private battles he fought, including his dedication to family and the challenges of fame. As she recounts her experiences growing up with him, viewers will gain a deeper understanding of his motivations and the values he held dear. This exploration promises to challenge perceptions and shed light on the man who was both a Hollywood legend and a controversial figure in American politics. Prepare for an eye-opening journey into the life of Charlton Heston, as seen through the eyes of his daughter. Charlton Heston was born as John Charles Carter in 1923 in Wilmette, Illinois. His childhood was marked by a deep love for nature and a relatively quiet demeanor. Growing up, he found joy in exploring the woods and lakes of St. Helens, Michigan, where his family had relocated when he was young. These early years were characterized by a contentment that came from the solitude of the natural world, often accompanied by his father on these adventures. However, Heston's life took a sudden turn when his parents divorced shortly after he celebrated his 10th birthday. This event brought significant change to his life. His mother later married a man named Heston, and the family decided to adopt their stepfather's last name. This marked a significant change in Charlton's identity, as he transitioned from John Charles Carter to Charlton Heston. The shift in his family dynamics and the adoption of a new surname would play a crucial role in shaping the man he would become, both personally and professionally. Adjusting to his new life in Wilmette and grappling with the complexities of a blended family, young Heston initially felt out of place in his new high school. The transition was not easy for him, as he navigated the challenges of fitting in and finding his identity among peers. It was during this period of adjustment and self-discovery that Charlton Heston stumbled upon a passion that would shape his entire life: acting. He found himself drawn to the stage, where he could express his emotions and thoughts in a way that felt authentic and liberating. Acting became more than just a pastime. It became a refuge from the uncertainties of his teenage years. Through performances, he discovered a sense of purpose and belonging that had previously eluded him. This newfound interest in acting opened doors to opportunities that would ultimately pave the way for a remarkable career on both stage and screen. Heston's journey from a shy, uncertain boy to a confident performer marked the beginning of a lifelong love affair with the art of acting, setting the foundation for his future successes in Hollywood. During his time at Northwestern University, Charlton Heston's life was shaped by both his dedication to acting and a significant love story. He had secured a partial scholarship due to his talent in acting, which allowed him to dive deeply into the theater scene. It was in this vibrant environment that he met Lydia Clark, a fellow student who shared his passion for the stage. Their connection was immediate, and as they spent time together, a romance began to blossom. Heston was convinced that Lydia was the one he wanted to marry. However, his journey toward love was not straightforward. He proposed to her multiple times throughout their college years, each time hoping for a different outcome. Despite his heartfelt intentions and persistence, Lydia was not ready to commit, leaving Heston feeling disheartened. As he prepared to leave Northwestern after 2 years, the weight of unfulfilled love lingered in his heart, marking a poignant chapter in his early adulthood. When World War II erupted, life took an unexpected turn for Heston as he felt a strong sense of duty and urgency. He decided to join the U.S. Air Force, facing the uncertainties that came with wartime. Amidst this turmoil, he felt a deep need to express his feelings for Lydia one last time. In a heartfelt letter, he poured out his emotions, fully expecting the familiar rejection he had faced before. To his astonishment, Lydia's response was different this time. She accepted his proposal, filling Heston with unparalleled joy. Their love blossomed quickly, and they exchanged vows in a small church in North Carolina just before he embarked on active duty in March 1944. Although their married life began briefly before Heston's service, it laid a strong foundation for the enduring partnership that would flourish upon his return home. This commitment to each other became a source of strength for both, as they navigated the challenges of war and the promise of a shared future. Following his service in the Air Force, Charlton Heston reunited with his wife Lydia, and together they embarked on a new chapter of their lives filled with dreams of making it big on the stage. Their journey began in New York, where they initially worked as artist models, showcasing their artistic versatility. This experience allowed them to explore the world of creativity and performance, igniting their passion for the theater. However, their aspirations led them to seek out new opportunities beyond modeling. Their next bold venture took them to North Carolina, where Heston and Lydia decided to run their own playhouse. This was a significant step for the couple, as they embraced the challenges of managing a theater and immersing themselves in the world of live performances. They faced numerous obstacles, but their dedication to the craft and their shared vision kept them motivated. Despite the difficulties, their time in North Carolina was relatively brief, as Heston's ambitions reached far beyond the confines of their temporary playhouse. He was determined to pursue greater opportunities in the theater and film industry, setting the stage for a remarkable career ahead. Driven by a burning desire to succeed on Broadway, he decided to relocate back to New York in 1948. This time, however, he brought with him a secret weapon: the transformation of his identity. Taking on a new stage name, he merged his mother's maiden name, Charlton, with his stepfather's last name, Heston. This new moniker would become synonymous with his future success. The name change marked a significant turning point in his career, as it allowed him to reinvent himself in a competitive industry. Whether it was the change in name or a twist of fate, Broadway welcomed Heston with open arms this time around. His talent and determination shone through, and he quickly made a name for himself in the theater world. The combination of his new identity and his relentless pursuit of excellence set the stage for a remarkable career that would span decades, leading him to become one of the most recognized and respected actors in Hollywood. His journey reflects the power of reinvention and the impact of a name in the world of performance. Upon returning to New York, Charlton Heston's fortunes in the entertainment industry took a promising turn. His Broadway debut as Proculus in Antony and Cleopatra not only showcased his acting prowess, but also caught the attention of CBS. This led to an offer for a role in their production of Julius Caesar. This marked the beginning of Heston's foray into television, where he quickly gained recognition for his performances. His work in these productions allowed him to display his talent on a larger scale, paving the way for a growing reputation in the industry. Heston's ability to embody complex characters and deliver powerful performances resonated with audiences and critics alike. As he continued to take on various roles, his presence on stage and screen solidified his status as a versatile actor. The transition from Broadway to television was a significant step in his career, setting the stage for future successes in film and beyond. One pivotal moment in Heston's career came when director Hal Wallis, renowned for his work on classics like Casablanca, took notice of the emerging talent. Wallis was so impressed by Heston's performance in a television role that it prompted him to extend an offer for a film project titled Dark City. Despite Heston's initial focus on his stage and television career, he found himself unable to resist Wallis's offer. This decision marked a significant turning point in his professional life. Although Dark City did not achieve significant success at the box office, critics acknowledged Heston's exceptional performance in the film. His portrayal showcased his range and depth as an actor, capturing the attention of audiences and industry insiders alike. This film, while not a commercial hit, set the stage for what would become Heston's breakthrough in Hollywood. The experience not only solidified his reputation, but also opened doors to more prominent roles in the years to come, ultimately leading him to become one of the most recognized figures in cinema history. The turning point in Charlton Heston's cinematic journey occurred with a Cecil B. DeMille film, a box office success that propelled Heston into the spotlight. Interestingly, DeMille's decision to cast Heston in this significant role was unconventional. Initially, DeMille felt that Heston's performance in Dark City was too sinister for the character he had in mind. However, he had a change of heart and decided to give Heston a chance. This decision would prove to be pivotal for both Heston and DeMille. Lady Luck smiled upon Charlton Heston on a fateful day when he visited Paramount Pictures to meet some friends. As he was leaving, he noticed Cecil B. DeMille, the legendary director and co-founder of Paramount, standing outside his office. Seizing the moment, Heston smiled and waved at him, a friendly gesture that would become the catalyst for a significant turn in his career. This encounter marked the beginning of a fruitful collaboration that would shape Heston's legacy in Hollywood. The film that followed not only showcased Heston's talent, but also solidified his status as a leading man in the industry. The partnership with DeMille opened doors for Heston, allowing him to take on more diverse and challenging roles in the years to come. The impact of this collaboration resonated throughout Heston's career, influencing his choices and the trajectory of his work in film. DeMille was inspired by Heston's strong demeanor and began to consider him for his next cinematic venture, The Greatest Show on Earth. However, the journey to securing the role was anything but straightforward. DeMille, known for his unique approach to casting, kept Heston in suspense, leaving the actor uncertain about his standing in the selection process. When DeMille finally approached Heston about the film, the actor found himself at a loss for words, unsure of how to respond to the proposition. In the end, Heston offered a cautious reply, saying it sounded like it would make a fine film. This moment marked a significant turning point in Heston's career. The Greatest Show on Earth not only achieved remarkable commercial success, but also earned the prestigious Academy Award for Best Picture. This recognition solidified Heston's presence in Hollywood, and DeMille realized he had discovered the next big star. Heston's performance in the film showcased his talent and charisma, paving the way for a successful career in the industry. The successful collaboration between Heston and DeMille didn't end there. Their next project together became another smash hit, providing Heston with a career-defining role. Charlton Heston's remarkable physical presence, marked by his towering height, buffed-up physique, chiseled jaw, broad shoulders, and deep baritone voice, became a defining aspect of his star power. DeMille recognized the potential in Heston's appearance, particularly when he sketched a beard on Heston's picture, and saw an extraordinary likeness to Michelangelo's sculpture of the prophet Moses. This realization set the stage for Heston's transformative role in Hollywood. Heston's portrayal of Moses in the Ten Commandments not only showcased his acting skills, but also solidified his status as a leading man in the film industry. The film's grand scale and Heston's commanding performance captivated audiences, making it a classic. His ability to embody such a powerful character resonated with viewers, and the film's success further established Heston as a cinematic icon. The collaboration with DeMille marked a significant turning point in Heston's career, leading to numerous other roles that would define his legacy in film history. Building on the momentum of his career, Heston collaborated with DeMille once again, taking on the monumental role of the prophet Moses in the Ten Commandments. Critics praised his performance, recognizing the depth and intensity he brought to the character. Heston's dedication to the role went beyond the ordinary. In preparation, he immersed himself in the character by diligently learning passages from the Old Testament, displaying an extraordinary commitment to authenticity. He sought to understand Moses not just as a historical figure, but as a man of faith and conviction. To lend further credibility to his portrayal, Heston made a remarkable decision to play the part barefoot. This choice was not merely for effect. He willingly endured the sharp rocks of Mount Sinai during filming. For Heston, this sacrifice was a small price to pay for the immortality that an iconic role could bring. His willingness to suffer physically for the sake of his art exemplified his passion and determination to create a lasting legacy through his work. In a surprising twist, Charlton Heston also contributed his voice to the film by voicing God in the scene of the burning bush, where God speaks to Moses for the first time. This significant contribution added depth to the film. Yet, in an effort to maintain a sense of mystery, the filmmakers did not credit Heston for the voiceover. Instead, they claimed it was an unknown actor, concealing Heston's name to preserve the enigma surrounding the character. Heston's multifaceted involvement in the Ten Commandments not only showcased his versatility as an actor, but also emphasized his commitment to pushing the boundaries for the sake of authenticity and excellence. This film not only solidified Heston's position as a leading Hollywood actor, but also marked a pivotal moment in his career, setting the stage for the continued success that would define his legacy in the years to come. His ability to embody such a powerful role, even through voice alone, demonstrated his dedication to the craft and the impact he sought to make in the film industry. During the making of the Ten Commandments, an interesting twist occurred as Charlton Heston's own family became part of the film's narrative. His infant son, Fraser C. Heston, was included in a significant scene that mirrored the biblical story of Moses. In this iconic moment, baby Moses is placed in a basket and set adrift on the Nile River. The director, Cecil B. DeMille, strategically timed the shooting of this scene to coincide with Fraser's age, as he was just 3 months old at the time. This age perfectly aligned with the biblical account of Moses, who was also an infant when he was placed in the basket. The decision to cast Fraser not only added a personal touch to the film, but also highlighted the deep connection between Heston's family and the timeless story being told. This unique involvement of Heston's son in such a pivotal moment of the film created a lasting legacy that intertwined the actor's personal life with his professional achievements. The choice to include Fraser in this way showcased the blend of family and art, making the film even more memorable for Heston and his family. Following his iconic portrayal of the Hebrew prophet, Charlton Heston returned to his roots in Western and adventure films. His versatile career took another turn with the thriller Touch of Evil, in which he starred alongside Orson Welles. Although the film wasn't an immediate hit upon its release, it later gained recognition as a classic masterpiece. Notably, Welles, who initially intended only to act in the film, ended up directing it. This decision to change plans was made to accommodate Heston, who had accepted the movie believing Welles would be directing. Despite the alteration in the directorial role, Heston thoroughly enjoyed working with Welles. He appreciated Welles's approach, which allowed actors to fully inhabit their characters and improvise dialogues based on their interpretations. This collaboration not only showcased Heston's talent, but also highlighted the creative synergy between the two artists, making Touch of Evil a significant entry in Heston's filmography and a lasting influence in the world of cinema. However, not all directors Heston worked with shared Welles's accommodating style. This realization became apparent as Heston encountered challenges with certain directors, setting the stage for a learning experience in the dynamic and sometimes demanding world of filmmaking. After collaborations with Cecil B. DeMille and Orson Welles, Charlton Heston found himself working with another renowned director, William Wyler. Heston secured the lead role in Ben-Hur after major actors like Marlon Brando and Rock Hudson turned it down. Excited about this monumental opportunity, Heston came prepared with an extensive memo filled with suggestions and ideas on how to approach his first scene in the film. However, this proactive approach didn't sit well with Wyler. The director, known for his meticulous planning and attention to detail, was noticeably cold towards Heston after the incident. Heston quickly realized that Wyler had specific plans for each scene and character and was not receptive to suggestions that deviated from his vision. This experience taught Heston the importance of understanding a director's style and the need for flexibility in the collaborative process of filmmaking. Despite the initial misstep, Heston was determined to give his best performance in Ben-Hur. Recognizing the challenges ahead, he embraced a rigorous work ethic that set him apart from many of his peers. Heston arrived over a month before shooting began, fully committed to engaging in costume fittings and intense preparation. One of the most demanding aspects of his training involved learning to drive a four-horse chariot, a skill that was crucial for his role. The actor recalled that it took him 6 weeks to master the art of managing 4 white horses, an experience he humorously noted nearly pulled his arms out of their sockets. This dedication to his role in Ben-Hur proved to be a defining aspect of his career, showcasing not only his talent, but also his willingness to push himself to new limits. Heston's preparation for this iconic film highlighted his passion for acting and his desire to deliver a performance that would resonate with audiences for generations. The film Ben-Hur achieved remarkable success, becoming the highest-grossing film of its time. It earned an impressive total of 11 Academy Awards, including the prestigious awards for Best Picture and Best Actor for Charlton Heston. This achievement was particularly significant as it marked both his first and last nomination in the Best Actor category, making his victory even more memorable. Heston's dedication to his role was evident in every scene, showcasing his commitment to bringing the character of Judah Ben-Hur to life. The film's director, William Wyler, was equally dedicated to achieving perfection on set. His meticulous attention to detail ensured that every aspect of the film was crafted with care, from the grand chariot race to the emotional depth of the story. The collaboration between Heston and Wyler resulted in a cinematic masterpiece that has left an enduring legacy in the history of film. Their combined efforts not only captivated audiences, but also set a standard for future filmmakers, demonstrating the power of dedication and artistry in storytelling. During the filming of Ben-Hur, Charlton Heston experienced firsthand the perfectionism of director William Wyler. Heston recalled an anecdote that highlighted Wyler's relentless pursuit of the ideal shot. In a scene where Heston's character, Judah Ben-Hur, simply had to walk across a room, Wyler's meticulous nature led to 8 takes, each one failing to satisfy the director. Perplexed, Heston asked Wyler what he was looking for in the scene. The director's reply was both surprising and intense. Wyler had admired the way Heston kicked a pot in the first take, and was determined to capture that specific action again. This moment underscored Wyler's attention to detail and his insistence on achieving the perfect nuances in every scene. However, there was one aspect of Heston's performance that even Wyler could not manipulate: Heston's ability to cry. This emotional depth added a layer of authenticity to his character that was beyond the reach of any directorial control. When the script required Charlton Heston's character to shed tears, the actor found himself unable to summon genuine emotion. In these moments, he resorted to covering his eyes with his hands and feigning sobs. This method of acting highlighted a struggle that many performers face when tasked with conveying deep emotional states. Interestingly, Heston remained unaware of a crucial aspect of his character that scriptwriter Gore Vidal had interpreted differently. Vidal suggested that Heston's character, Ben-Hur, was gay and had a romantic history with Masala, the character who becomes a friend turned betrayer. This interpretation added a layer of complexity to the characters, suggesting that Masala's extreme reaction could be rooted in the emotions of a spurned lover rather than just political differences. Heston, however, approached the roles from a different angle, focusing on the more straightforward aspects of the narrative. This disconnect between Heston's understanding and Vidal's interpretation created a fascinating dynamic in the storytelling, revealing how different perspectives can shape the portrayal of characters in film. The emotional depth that Vidal envisioned was lost on Heston, who remained committed to his interpretation of the role, leading to a unique, but perhaps less nuanced performance. The interplay of these interpretations illustrates the challenges actors face in fully embodying their characters, especially when the script allows for multiple readings. Heston's experience serves as a reminder of the complexities involved in acting and the importance of understanding the layers within a character's story. During the making of Ben-Hur, Charlton Heston's personal beliefs about homosexuality became a significant topic of discussion. Director William Wyler was aware of Heston's views and took steps to keep the subtext of a potential romantic relationship between Ben-Hur and Masala hidden from him. To achieve this, Wyler asked screenwriter Gore Vidal to keep this interpretation a secret from Heston. Only Stephen Boyd, who played Masala, was privy to Vidal's vision and subtly infused this interpretation into his performance. This hidden layer of meaning was later brought to light by Vidal in his documentary The Celluloid Closet, which examined how homosexuality has been portrayed in Hollywood films. When Heston discovered Vidal's interpretation, he reacted strongly, denying any such subtext, and even claiming that Vidal had not contributed to the film at all. This reaction highlighted Heston's discomfort with the notion of homosexuality and his reluctance to accept alternative viewpoints on the characters and their relationships. His response reflected a broader tension in Hollywood regarding the representation of LGBTQ themes, especially during a time when such discussions were often met with resistance. Heston's stance, and the behind-the-scenes decisions made during the production of Ben-Hur, illustrate the complexities of artistic interpretation and personal belief in the film industry. A few years later, in 1965, Heston took on the role of Michelangelo in an adaptation of Irving Stone's The Agony and the Ecstasy. Despite embracing the role wholeheartedly, Heston refused to allow Vidal to use any scenes from the film for The Celluloid Closet. He insisted that his thorough research indicated Michelangelo's heterosexuality, despite evidence to the contrary. Heston's commitment to his craft remained unwavering, as seen in his endeavors to learn deep water diving for a role in The Wreck of the Mary Dear, and his extensive preparation for the role of Michelangelo. He immersed himself in the character, studying the life and times of the great artist to portray him authentically. However, despite his work ethic and dedication, the films following Ben-Hur did not achieve the same level of success. Heston's portrayal of Michelangelo showcased his talent and passion for acting, yet it also highlighted the challenges he faced in balancing artistic integrity with the realities of the film industry. Throughout his life, Charlton Heston's political affiliations underwent several changes. During one of his most successful periods, he staunchly aligned himself with the Democrats. Heston took a firm stand against the anti-communist activities led by Republican Senator Joe McCarthy. In this era, he actively supported Democratic presidential candidates, initially backing Adlai Stevenson, who unfortunately lost. Later, he threw his support behind the victorious John F. Kennedy. Amidst his involvement in politics, there was a cause that held a special place in Heston's heart: civil rights. At a time when many Hollywood celebrities chose to remain silent on the issue, Heston boldly championed the cause of civil rights. His support wasn't merely symbolic. He actively participated in the front lines of the movement, and was vocal about his unwavering belief in the fight for civil rights. Heston's commitment to this cause showcased his dedication to social justice and equality, making him a significant figure in both Hollywood and the political landscape of his time. Charlton Heston held a deep admiration for Martin Luther King Jr. His commitment to civil rights extended beyond mere endorsement. In a notable gesture, Heston accompanied King during some of his later speeches, showing his support for the movement. He even referred to King as a 20th century Moses, highlighting the profound respect he had for King's leadership and vision. Heston's public support for King and his advocacy for civil rights aligned with his belief in the importance of the cause. He understood that the fight for equality was essential for the nation's progress. Heston's political stance also led him to endorse Lyndon B. Johnson, particularly for Johnson's role in championing and successfully passing the Civil Rights Act of 1964. This landmark legislation was crucial in dismantling racial segregation and discrimination in the United States. Despite facing opposition from various quarters, Heston recognized the significance of this legislative milestone and its impact on American society. His actions and beliefs reflected a commitment to justice and equality that resonated deeply during a transformative era in history. As Heston's career progressed, he made several controversial choices that garnered criticism. Some critics cast doubt on the authenticity of his earlier commitment to civil rights, suggesting that he may have exaggerated his involvement in the movement. In the face of such skepticism, Heston remained unfazed. He dismissed the naysayers, expressing satisfaction that he had stood for civil rights long before Hollywood found it fashionable. His political journey saw a significant transformation as he transitioned from being a staunch Democrat to a registered Republican in 1987, despite asserting that it was the Democratic Party that had changed. Heston's evolving opinions on various issues, including gun control, hinted at a more nuanced perspective. In the late 1960s, he was among the Hollywood celebrities endorsing and advocating for gun control measures, expressing support for the Gun Control Act of 1968. However, over the years, he underwent a complete reversal, becoming one of the country's leading advocates for the right to bear arms and a staunch supporter of the National Rifle Association. While Heston was primarily known as an actor, he was actively involved in various committees and organizations inspired by his friend and role model Ronald Reagan. Heston served as the president of the Screen Actors Guild from 1966 to 1971, a role that allowed him to influence the entertainment industry and advocate for the rights of actors. He further contributed to the political landscape by becoming the co-chairman of Reagan's Task Force on Arts and Humanities. In this role, he defended the task force against criticisms of elitism, emphasizing the importance of arts and culture in American society. Heston's commitment to his political beliefs extended to his role as the president of the National Rifle Association for 5 years. Although this position was largely ceremonial, it solidified his image as a fervent supporter and the public face of the NRA throughout the rest of his life. Importantly, Heston did not abandon his acting career despite his active involvement in politics. He managed to balance his passion for film with his dedication to his political ideals, making him a notable figure in both realms. While he didn't replicate the massive success of Ben-Hur, many of Charlton Heston's films performed well at the box office. Notable among them were epics like El Cid and Major Dundee, which showcased his ability to lead in grand narratives. Heston also made a significant mark in the science fiction genre with classics such as Planet of the Apes and The Omega Man. These films not only entertained audiences but also allowed Heston to explore complex themes and characters. Later in his career, he ventured into full-fledged action movies, demonstrating his versatility as an actor. Despite not achieving commercial success, the film Will Penny held a special place in Heston's heart and was his personal favorite in his body of work. This film received critical acclaim for Heston's departure from his usual macho image, showcasing a more understated and nuanced character. His performance in Will Penny revealed a depth that resonated with both critics and audiences, marking a significant moment in his career. As film roles became less frequent, Heston made a smooth return to the stage, showcasing his deep roots in theater. His passion for acting led him to explore television, where he took on a significant 2-year role in the primetime soap opera The Colbys during the late 1980s. This period marked a new chapter in his career, allowing him to reach a different audience and demonstrate his versatility as an actor. Collaborating with his son Fraser, who had portrayed baby Moses in the Ten Commandments. Heston produced and starred in several TV movies, further blending family and creativity in his work. His talents were not limited to acting alone. He also hosted Saturday Night Live twice, bringing his charisma and humor to the iconic sketch show. In the 1990s, he made a memorable cameo appearance in an episode of Friends, showcasing his ability to adapt to various genres and formats. Heston's journey through stage and television highlighted his enduring legacy in the entertainment industry. Despite maintaining an active presence in the entertainment industry, Heston was more than just an actor gifted in the fine arts. He had a passion for sketching and often spent downtime on set creating sketches of the cast and crew. His artistic talent provided him with a creative outlet that complemented his acting career. These sketches captured moments and personalities, showcasing his keen eye for detail and appreciation for the people around him. His family later compiled these sketches and featured them in Heston's book, titled Charlton Heston's Hollywood 50 Years in Film. This collection not only highlighted his artistic skills, but also offered a glimpse into his life behind the scenes. In addition to his artistic pursuits, Heston's personal life was marked by a strong and enduring marriage to Lydia Clark. Despite the often tumultuous nature of Hollywood marriages, their union defied the common narrative. Their marriage experienced its share of highs and lows, facing challenges that included the strain caused by Heston's dedicated female fan base. However, they remained committed to their vows, weathering difficulties and standing by each other through thick and thin. This dedication to one another reflected the depth of their relationship and the strength of their bond, making their story one of resilience and love in an industry known for its fleeting connections. Both Heston and Lydia were survivors in more ways than one. They triumphed over health battles as cancer survivors. Lydia Clark fought and overcame breast cancer, showing incredible strength and resilience. Meanwhile, Heston faced and defeated prostate cancer, demonstrating his own courage in the face of adversity. Their shared strength and support for one another during these trying times highlighted the depth of their commitment to each other. However, Heston faced another personal struggle. He openly acknowledged his battle with alcoholism, a challenge that many may not have known about. Despite not exhibiting obvious signs of severe impairment, Heston recognized the early signs of addiction. He took proactive steps to address it, seeking rehabilitation before it could escalate further. This revelation about his personal challenges raised questions about whether his famous speech at the NRA convention in the year 2000 was influenced by his struggle with alcoholism. Their journey through these health battles not only showcased their individual strengths, but also the power of love and support in overcoming life's challenges. At the annual NRA convention, Charlton Heston made a memorable appearance that would define a significant part of his legacy. During this event, he dramatically raised a rifle above his head, emphatically declaring that then-presidential candidate Al Gore would have to pry the weapon from his cold, dead hands. This powerful moment resonated with many and showcased Heston's staunch support for the Second Amendment. He was not just a vocal advocate. He owned a personal collection of 30 firearms at his home, reflecting his deep commitment to gun rights. Heston's speech became a rallying cry for gun enthusiasts and solidified his status as a prominent figure in the gun rights movement. Little did he know that this speech would become a focal point in his later years, symbolizing his unwavering belief in individual rights and freedoms. The image of Heston with the rifle remains iconic, representing a pivotal moment in the ongoing debate over gun control in America. His passionate stance on this issue left a lasting impact on both his career and the national conversation surrounding the Second Amendment. In 2002, filmmaker Michael Moore interviewed Charlton Heston for his documentary Bowling for Columbine. The purpose of the interview was to delve into Heston's views on gun control, especially in light of the tragic school shootings that had occurred in the United States. The conversation did not go as smoothly as Moore had hoped. Heston, a staunch supporter of the Second Amendment, defended his position vigorously. He suggested that the prevalence of school shootings in the U.S. might be linked to mixed ethnicity or historical factors, which sparked controversy. The interview took a tense turn, and Heston abruptly ended it, leading some to accuse Moore of ambushing the actor. Shortly after this encounter, Heston revealed that he had been diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. This announcement came through a taped message, adding a complex layer to the earlier interview. When Bowling for Columbine was released, the inclusion of Heston's interview raised ethical questions. Some critics argued that Moore should have reconsidered featuring the interview, given Heston's mental condition at the time. The situation highlighted the challenges of discussing sensitive topics like gun control, especially when the individuals involved are facing personal struggles. The interview remains a significant moment in the ongoing debate over gun rights and the responsibilities of filmmakers in portraying their subjects. During the filming of Major Dundee, Charlton Heston, known for his friendly relationships with directors, found himself in a significant conflict with Sam Peckinpah. Their collaboration took a contentious turn when Peckinpah made substantial changes to the planned scenes. This shift in direction led to a confrontation between the two men. In a moment of frustration, Peckinpah berated Heston for not keeping up with the alterations. Heston, feeling cornered and angry, reacted impulsively. He saw red, drew his saber, spurred his horse, and charged at full speed toward Peckinpah. Fortunately, the director was quick on his feet and stepped aside, narrowly avoiding what could have been a disastrous confrontation. This incident created an irreparable rift between Heston and Peckinpah, leaving their relationship strained and marked by tension. The fallout from this clash lingered, affecting their interactions and the overall atmosphere on set. The conflict highlighted the challenges that can arise in the creative process, especially when strong personalities collide. In terms of his political beliefs, Heston exhibited a complex and evolving stance. He was against the Vietnam War, which showcased his willingness to question government actions. However, he staunchly supported the Iraq War, reflecting a shift in his views as he became more aligned with conservative ideologies. Heston was notably vocal in his anti-abortion stance, advocating for the rights of the unborn and emphasizing the moral implications of abortion. He also strongly opposed what he perceived as the constraints of political correctness, believing in the importance of expressing unfiltered opinions. This perspective was evident when he addressed Harvard law students, where he encouraged open dialogue and the free exchange of ideas. Heston's health took a rapid decline after he revealed his Alzheimer's diagnosis. Despite the challenges he faced, including being bedridden towards the end of his life, he continued to live for 6 more years. His resilience was notable, as he fought against the disease while remaining a figure of public interest. Ultimately, he succumbed to pneumonia at the age of 84 in April 2008, with his wife and children by his side. While opinions varied on Heston's political views and the causes he championed, his passing marked the end of an era, symbolizing the conclusion of a significant chapter in Hollywood and American cultural